Okay, we're back at it again. I have the Tour de France data again. You've probably seen this in other videos. If you don't have the data, look in the description for this or the other videos and you can get a link to the data. Here's some interesting things that are going on in this data. We've been playing with the total time and the rate, which are quantitative variables. And we've done some cool things. We've done summaries, we've done box plots, we've done that sort of thing. But there's other variables in here, like the country, for example, or the team, that are categorical. So maybe let's play with those. I can make a table. R has this beautiful command called table. And if I do Tour de France $ country, and I'm using tab completion again to get all my typing to happen fast, if I run that line of code, it actually just gives me a table of all of the categories with the count in each one of the categories. That's pretty slick. But we can do more. What about this? What if I did table of my data, $country, along with, well, let's see here. What if I wanted to look at the countries and, oh, the stage wins. Tour de France is a stage race. It's like how many days you won, or your team or your country was winning. So maybe let's do that. I'll do Tour de France data, $stage, not seconds, stage wins. Now notice that RStudio automatically puts the little tick marks around this because there was a space in this column name. Something we can definitely deal with later. If I control enter on that guy, now I've got a different table. I've got all the countries, but I've also got how many stage wins, and there's the categories of stage wins here, 0 through 8. So that's pretty slick. Okay, this comes in really handy when you've got categorical data that you need to summarize in some sort of way. Usually the simplest summary is just a count, and that's what table does for you. Okay, let's do one more thing that actually comes in really handy here. We're going to add a column to our data set. So in our data set, the rate column here happens to be in miles per hour. That's just the way I built it the first time. Well, let's add a column that is kilometers per hour. So I'm going to do Tour de France, $, and now I'm going to give it a name that I know is not already a column name. So let's do like kilometers per hour _ rate. I don't like putting spaces in there because you need the extra quotes around things. So I use the underscore to kind of mimic what a space would be. Okay, so kilometers per hour, kph _ rate receives, and now I'm just going to tell it how to calculate this. So in this case it's 1.61 times my Tour de France rate, which was in miles per hour. So if I take miles per hour times 1.61, I approximately get the kilometers per hour. And if I run this, it parrots the line of code to me. It doesn't show me anything, which is fine. If I go back and view my data set, come over here to the far end, I now have another column. So this is really handy. I can now come in and do things like, let's get a summary of that column. $, and now if I use my arrow keys, it actually recognizes that as a new column. And now I've built in a whole new column of data, and I've summarized it, and I can even do something relatively quick, like a box plot. There we go, box plot of Tour de France, $, the kilometers per hour rate, and it'll give me a box plot of it. So in pretty short order, I can add a column, summarize the column, and visualize the column, all by doing just a couple of fairly simple, straightforward commands here in R. So, I hope that's helped.